Disney invested $1.5 billion into Fortnite's developer, Epic Games.
Epic Games owns the one of the most popular engines that are out there,
Yeah,
right?
I think
to
Unreal,
make games on there. Like, pretty big year for Disney in general to jump into the gaming space.
There needs to be money investment. The prize pools will help develop those communities, develop that skill.
Who knows if this is just a way to increase viewership.
I don't know if you saw, but Disney invested $1.5 billion into Fortnite's developer, Epic Games. This seems to be a massive move by Disney, as well as for the esports space. I'm kind of flabbergasted. I've got some things to talk about, but Nick, what do you think? What's your thoughts here with Disney investing into Epic Games and Fortnite so much so quick?
Honestly, it's pretty wild, right? It's what Epic Games owns the one of the most popular engines that are out there, right?
Yeah, I think
to
Unreal,
make games on there, owns Unreal, which is just crazy. It's huge. And then you look at Disney, and Disney owns everything.
Right.
So could be great, could be amazing. Or it could be another situation where we're just getting all of our entertainment from one place. We might never get a really cool Insomniac Spider-Man game again or something like that. You know what I mean?
Those indie games might suffer a bit because they have to compete and climb such a big mountain. But on the competitive side too, it's exciting to see the money getting poured into something like that. It's definitely going to change Fortnite, and that's one of the biggest competitive games out there currently. And Lego Fortnite's been such a huge smash, and to show that creative balance and switch up they're able to do with that was really awesome to see. But $1.5 billion is a ton of money. Disney owns so many different IPs, from Marvel to Star Wars, let alone all the other Monsters Inc. and Pixar's and stuff. I wonder what they would be able to develop. I wonder what they'd be able to develop, and if they could develop a pretty interesting esports scene, because Epic definitely has their foot in the door already with Fortnite and how successful the competitive aspect. That game was it was a tower defense game initially, right?
Yeah, it was the game mode that they have out now, which is called Save the World or whatever it was called. Mm-hmm. That was the original game that it released at a full-fledged $60 game back in the day.
Yeah.
And then they just cut it because of PUBG's popularity. Bought PUBG developers, and then rest is history, right?
For sure. And they've been able to coast that wave from that initial push really hard, and then turn that into some pretty big notoriety, getting involved with Ninja first and foremost, who was a Halo player previously, competitive Halo player. And then he was able to bring on Drake and a bunch of other professional athletes, football, baseball, basketball stars playing. And to have that sort of notoriety, it's such a huge thing. I really feel like this Disney investment is a next step in all of that. It's not that Fortnite and Epic Games hit a wall, but they definitely are challenging some big name players, especially with their game launcher. And for them to control and switch that up like that and get these investments is amazing. I'm going to read real quick the quote here that I thought was: "Our exciting new relationship with Epic Games will bring together Disney's beloved brands and franchise with hugely popular Fortnite and transformational, that's the word, transformational new games and entertainment universes." I think that completely spells out everything you need to know about this situation. $1.5 billion, billion. That's insane amount of money.
It's pretty pretty big year for Disney in general to jump into the gaming space, because normally in the gaming space we get console exclusive Mickey Mouse games or something along those lines. But in the last year, they released Disney Lorcana, which is their first successful IP that has ever really been pretty successful in the trading card space just in general. Normally they have there's card games for everything: Star Wars, it doesn't really matter what IP they have. There's a card game for it probably. And they've never really been successful before. And now they're doing that. But there actually is no digital version of that game yet. So like Will Connor doesn't have a digital version of it yet. Like Magic Gathering Arena or MTGO, Hearthstone, Yu-Gi-Oh, which is like Master Links is huge. It's like it's the way people play Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh right now. And this one only has like a third party. It's like a third party place to play, build, and strategize the whole entire thing. So I'm really curious if that's one way for them to, get something out there as far as like a platform to play Lorcana on digitally, because the digital space is how, Magic wants to make all their money anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point with it, because it's such a hard transition to make a lot of these games to go switch from that small community sort of thing into the bigger competitive aspect. And like, it's usually a lot of grassroots pushing, but that grassroots can bring you only so far. There needs to be money investment in it. And then the prize pools will help develop those communities, develop that skill, develop the competition. And that's something Fortnite is literally, and the Epic Games CEO talks about here. Disney's one of the first companies to believe in the potential of bringing their worlds together with ours in Fortnite. And Unreal Engine, they mentioned that here, which you talked about, Nick, owning Unreal Engine. It's a huge, huge development. And I really think in a positive sense, it's going to do a lot, because even Disney owns ESPN. I think I've seen Overwatch League and maybe something else, but like not many competitive games get broadcasted on like traditional television or traditional channels. And with the push into streaming, they might be looking for content. They might be looking for fragmented content, niche content that's like specifically targeting audiences. And Disney investing in Epic and having a huge stake in all this is going to, first off, lift up Fortnite, definitely. But it has the potential of lifting up a lot of people willing to do business with Disney. And who doesn't want to get into the house with the mouse, right?
Yeah, I mean, like something to really think about with this one is like, I don't know off the top of my head, like what their viewership is for like their Disney XD channel and all those other ones. But I do know that they've definitely done stories in those where kids have become like professional esports players and stuff like that.
Really?
We've seen multi different like shows and mediums who have all shown that like, it's one of the dreams of kids to become like a streamer and stuff like that. So who knows if this is just like a way to increase like viewership on those like areas and pull kids in through that way. Because, Disney can market to kids, like, let's go,
It could be a 5-head marketing, playing 4D chess. They're thinking about the future. They're thinking about growth. And if they're already creating storylines and they're already acknowledging that YouTuber, streamer is going to be like the most sought after profession, then.
Yeah. I mean, like, Disney's an IP that people buy into, right? Like I bought Lorcana cards because I thought as a Magic player, I was like, you know what? If this game does pick up and this game is fun, like where's the World Championship going to be held? Like Disney World, and like that's
Orlando,
that's sick.
Sure.
Exactly, right? So you're like so if they were to do prize support and stuff like that, which they started to do, who knows? Like huge, grandiose like tournaments that are held at Disney World could be super ridiculous. Like I'm not the biggest Disney fan, but I'm down. I got kids. Like I got kids. Like let's go.
Write it off as a work compensation thing, right? Like a write off. But that's also to mention they have a park in Japan. They've got a park in LA or outside LA. But so a lot of esports and studio stuff, it happens out there on West Coast. So why shouldn't they do it? Plus, I know the mouse is connected globally, which I've seen Blizzard have some trouble with the past year. That's a whole other conversation, and we'll kind of leave that for that.